Hello, everybody, and welcome. This is the Apostate Prophet. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Fantastic day. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. All right. How's everybody doing? Hope everybody's having a good day, and I hope everything looks right and sounds right. Earlier, I had some problems trying to join a Twitter space and speaking. Not sure if my sound is good. Is it good? Is it good? Is it good? Yes, I believe it is good. I believe it is good. So today is in full swing. Today, lots of interesting stuff is happening, and I want to talk about this a little bit. At the same time, I also am supposed to be joined live by Rebecca. I invited her on. She's not here yet. She might have been hit in an airstrike or something. I don't know. That's not funny, man. I think she's on her way. She'll be here soon. So lots of stuff is happening since this morning. Oh, there she is. Yeah. Hey,
Hi.
Rebecca.
Good, good. You see, I put on my fancy shirt.
Oh, good, good.
Are we good?
Yes.
All right. What's up, everybody?
Good, good. How are you doing?
Good, 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 good. It's finally here, celebrating. You know how long we've been working on it?
On what?
On taking care of Iran.
Oh, yeah. You have been waiting for it quite a while, right?
Oh, like decades.
But I'm being told that this is just that Israel is actually just attacking. Israel is the aggressor. Israel is attacking Iran for no reason at all, without provocation. So how do you explain that when you say you have been waiting for decades?
How is it different than waiting for decades? Anyway, it's because they've been ever since they've been chanting death to America, death to Israel since 1979. You know, their branch of Islam is completely insanity, complete insanity. The things they've done.
I mean, Islam,
they've been
insanity, but yeah, that is also insane.
True. But have you heard people that met Khamenei?
No.
What's the experience like?
No.
Oh, he is delusional. He's insane. He believes everything. Honestly, he's not even pretending. He believes he's supposed to meet the 12th Imam. He genuinely believes it.
I'm not sure why this is considered such an insane and such an unbelievable thing, because this is literally the Islamic regime of Iran's doctrine. You know, it's like Khomeini.
Yeah, but it's
when he did the revolution, when he led the revolution, and when he installed the government, he basically wrote about how he actually believed that it was he himself who was going to bring about the
no. So the same with Khamenei. It's insane.
Yeah.
But he truly, and he believes he's some sort of a god, and it's his job to kill people.
Yeah, powerful.
That's what he believes. It's insane.
So Khomeini, the founder, the spiritual father of the Islamic regime of Iran, made it very clear. He wrote several books, one of them about morality, which is, by the way, a very, very interesting thing to get into, which I might want to get into sometime later on. But
morality?
Yeah, but he basically wrote about how the revolution, the Islamic revolution, is the beginning of the coming of the Mahdi, and that it is now the mission of the Iranian people and of the Iranian government to not only inside Iran prepare the grounds, but also to prepare the rest of the world, basically, for the coming of the Mahdi. So it is kind of an expansionist mission to prepare the rest of the world and to interfere in other countries and to prepare them for the coming of the Mahdi, the great savior. Yeah. Well, you're a lot louder than me. I don't know why. Okay, I fixed it now. Speak.
All right.
Wonderful.
I talk. Hello.
Good.
Hello, everybody. Anyway, we've been getting like rocket missile rains and showers every night. So I figure out like the greatest trick. Everybody is sleep deprived in Israel. But listen, here's what I did. I realized I have to be awake at night and sleep in the during the day. And that's how I even though yesterday they decided to break protocol and they woke me up. But to be honest, it was already 4 p.m. It was like, okay, fine.
That's funny. That's funny. Did you see the video though of Iran's state TV broadcaster being bombed?
Yeah, it's amazing.
Why are you laughing? It's not funny. People are dying.
No, it's incredibly amazing. You have no idea. Like, I'm so excited. I want to see, when is Bibi going to talk in Iranian TV? Isn't it the plan now?
Oh yeah, that's by the way breaking news for everyone who's not aware of it. So after Israel bombed the Iranian state propaganda TV station, it was also announced that the Iranian opposition abroad is planning on bringing Benjamin Netanyahu on screen in an interview in order to speak to the people of Iran. And I think this is what we know so far, but I think there's more than that. Just half an hour ago, there was news by different sources that Israel is also on the way of bombing all other news broadcast stations directly controlled by the Iranian Islamic regime. So they want to completely take out their ability to spread their propaganda. And I think they want to it would be very nice if they just took over and started speaking directly to the Iranian people, because the Iranian people, they don't like the regime.
They also started, like, so here's the thing that inside Iran that I've heard. So in the beginning, the strikes were very accurate, right? And it was like assassinations. But now they stated they had a statement like that a whole neighborhood in Tehran had to evacuate and things like that. And they started, and the way the regime presents it is like, you see, this is against Iran in general. It's not just against us, the regime. It is against Israel is now, they claim that they are against the regime, but in actuality, they actually want to bring down the whole of Iran. Mm-hmm. So that is kind of misunderstanding that we cannot afford to have. So
it is. There is some information about that I want to share in a little bit. But here is some update from Emily Schrader. She said, over the next few hours, all of the Islamic regime's official media broadcasting buildings will be targeted, according to Israel's Channel 14. Hope that happens. IDF statement regarding its strike on the Iranian state broadcaster. Today, the Israeli Air Force conducted a precise strike based on intelligence provided by the Intelligence Directorate, targeting a communication center that was being used for military purposes by the Iranian armed forces. The building was used by the Iranian armed forces under the guise of a civilian activity, covering up the military use of the center's infrastructure and assets. The strike directly harmed the military capabilities of the Iranian armed forces. Prior to the strike, the IDF provided an effective advanced warning to the civilian population, including phone calls, and conducted the strike in a precise manner in order to mitigate harm to civilians as far as feasible. I want to, however, on top of this, also quickly share some things that Iranians themselves have said about the state broadcaster. Now, Iranians around the world are very happy about this. They are celebrating this. They love this. The only people who are upset and angry about this are the pro-Islamic regime people and their useful idiot allies in the world. So here is Lulu, who is a small account, but who frequently posts like lots of good stuff about Iran. So what kind of So here's first off, open source Intel's post. Iranians, can you please post below what type of TV IRIB is and what they air? Some wild examples, please. So this is directly about the state TV broadcast station of Iran, and Iranians share what it is. So what kind of TV is IRIB? Seda Vasima. Let's be clear, it's not a media outlet, it's a weapon. IRIB is the Islamic Republic's state-run propaganda machine directly controlled by the supreme leader. It doesn't inform, it brainwashes. Here's what it really does. Broadcasts forced confessions, tortured prisoners, blindfolded and beaten, are paraded on camera to confess to crimes they didn't commit. Smears the dead. IRIB insults and defames murdered protesters, calling them rioters, terrorists, or agents of foreign states, while their families mourn in silence. Glorifies the IRGC and child martyrs. It shows endless montages of militia propaganda, turning war and death into a holy spectacle while the nation suffers. Erases truth. Every act of rebellion, every voice of dissent is twisted or is silenced. IRIB exists to protect the regime, not the people. Promotes anti-Semitic and anti-Western hate.
Added on that, because so I want to say something that Pakistan does, that I know for a fact that Pakistan does that. So Pakistan, for their purposes, they blow up mosques and then blame ISIS and stuff like that. So this is something that the Iranians were also probably planning to. Now that they are officially friends with Pakistan, I guess there are
might be
playing by the same. So there were rumors that they were about to start doing that, and one way to do that is also by misleading the people and giving them false safe places to go to, so that there would be a lot of casualties to then create propaganda for, oh, look what Israel is actually doing. They're here to hurt Iranians. They're not here to fight the regime.
By the way, I would recommend everyone who wants to know more about Iran directly from Iranian people, I would recommend following Goldie Amari. She is a Canadian politician and is Iranian herself, and I think she's Zoroastrian herself, but she informs and talks about the Iranian Islamic regime a lot. And I was also listening to her spaces and also participating earlier. She's fantastic. She shares very good information about Iran. So would definitely recommend checking her out. Very, very good source. I think I'll also have her join later on. So promotes anti-Semitic and anti-Western hate with constant incitement and revisionist narratives, sowing division both inside and globally. IRIB is not news, it is psychological warfare 24 hours a day. So then there are different examples of people reporting about it. There is one person that people know quite well, who is, and some people have mixed opinions on her, but she is one of the activists who were one of the first anti-hijab activists that came out very, very bigly. Masih al-Najad. Now, some people are a little bit...
She's sus.
Some people are a little bit concerned about her, but she said the following. So this is the moment the Islamic Republic of Iran state TV was hit live on air, a key symbol of regime propaganda. They used that same TV to bring my own family on air to disown me publicly. They broadcast lies that I was raped by 3 men after I launched a campaign against forced hijab. I've watched them drag dozens of women and men onto that screen, forcing false confessions under pressure and torture. I am worried for the people of Iran. I always will be. This was never the people's war. This is Khamenei's war. So, yeah. What were you saying, Rebecca?
I have something unrelated to say about the... it's so funny. It's a very unrelated association. You know that Chinese soldier that her photo is spread around together with kind of made up stories?
No.
You don't know? You haven't seen it? Okay, fine.
No.
Now it doesn't matter, because there is an article with a soldier. She's like a religious soldier. She comes from the Kaifeng Chinese Jews, and people were the anti-Israel people, the propaganda were using her image to be like, oh, look how Judean are the Jews. Oh yeah, because she's Chinese, and then they started making up stories about her.
I see.
Anyway, so a couple of weeks ago, I went somewhere for the Sabbath, and I spent a couple of days with her. She ended up being there as well, and we stayed at the same place for the entire weekend. Oh my God, she's like the most incredible person. Anyway, I know it's
Awesome.
weird. I just reminded me
I'm
that.
very happy for you.
I know you don't know what I'm talking about even.
I have no
Damn
idea.
it.
I have no idea.
Ugh.
So here's the.
They just that they use the same thing. They also claim that she was raped by Israeli soldiers.
Yeah, that's what they do. So here's the footage of the live TV broadcast being bombed.
که شنیدید صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم.
That was loud.
And then you hear Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar in an Iranian accent, clearly by the religious mullahs. But it is
So
just, it is a very iconic moment. This will be remembered for a long, 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 long
I
time.
think you can have that in the same like Hall of Fame as the one when Nasrallah died.
Oh yeah,
This one.
yeah,
I was like,
yeah. But somebody actually made a clip of that. Wait a minute, that woman's reaction.
yeah, really? Okay,
Here.
fine. It's too similar. You have to admit.
Oh, here.
They're like very different vibes.
Visegrad 24. It's not easy reporting for terrorist stations. So here.
Official confirmation from the Hezbollah group of the death of Hassan Nasrallah. What's your response, please?
غبارآلوده
I'm so sorry.
استادیوم.
Oh man. So I followed the news a little bit, but the whole building is now burning down and becoming completely unusable. There is footage going around of the building. It has been destroyed. This is the primary headquarters of Iran's main propaganda TV station. It's burning to the ground. It is unusable, and she, I think they said, is not dead. She might have survived or something, but now she will be praised as a hero probably. But to us all, it is very, very funny. Let's watch it again.
شنیدید صدای متجاوز به خاک وطن، صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است. آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم.
So I don't know why some people say it looks fake. It's not fake. This literally just happened on live while there was a live broadcast in Iran. It literally just happened during an Iranian live broadcast, and people witnessed it. It's also all over the global news. You have Axios here saying Israel bombs Iranian state TV during live broadcast.
که شنیدید
The very same thing here. The only reason why some people might think it is fake is that she has this ridiculously dramatic, obviously fake way of spreading propaganda and of talking. But this is just what they do in totalitarian regimes.
صدای متجاوز به صدای حق و حقیقت است.
I mean, have you guys ever seen North Korean TV? That's basically what that sounds like as well. It's very similar.
Wait, Netanyahu just announced that half of the Iranian drones were destroyed.
Nice.
Nice.
Well, there were just announcements that that missiles are coming in.
What?
Nothing.
There were in the north an announcements. I know.
Here.
2016년 1월 6일 10시 주택적으로 진행되었다.
It's basically the same thing.
آنچه که ملاحظه کردید، صدایی که شنیدید، فضای غبارآلوده استادیوم.
It's insanity.
The funny thing is that this reminds me of a very funny video that I used to watch when I was younger, where on some Turkish.
Happy Tree Friends.
No. Oh, that is. Oh, wait a minute. No, I want to watch that. I used to watch Happy Tree Friends as a child as well.
I mean, if somebody, for those who didn't watch it, like they might have grown up like insane, but
Yeah,
yeah,
I used to watch
I don't
Happy
know.
Tree Friends as well. It was very funny.
Oh my god, it was awful.
But there was a Turkish TV station that where the news broadcaster, the news guy talks, and then some light or something from above falls on top of him. But it was hilarious to me to watch as a teenager. And now this year is not just something falling on him; it's directly the station exploding. It's brutal. But so Israel sent out warnings and told people to evacuate the area. But of course, the state TV said, "We do not want to evacuate. We will stay here. We will be proud. Nothing will happen to us. Allah will protect." That's what happens. That's what happens, man. That's what happens. So, Rebecca, how's it going? How are you doing? How are things since the bombardment began?
Well, I wanna have like a moment of empathy, because I have Twitter open here, and it's like just in from 42 minutes ago. Israeli official says Khamenei is in a troubled mental state, struggling to cope with the loss of close associates and unable to adapt to the replacements.
Oh no.
Yeah. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh no.
No. Oh no. Oh no.
The poor kitty cat.
در این چند سال در تمام عملیات‌های وعده صادق
Here is this guy reporting
فرماندهی جمع ایرانی و ایرانی جماعت و شکست هیمنه.
What is he? Does he have blood on his hands?
Yeah.
Is that blood? Damn. Was he there? I guess he was. I think he was in the building or something. Then he got out and started reporting about it. That's funny.
من نمیدونم چند تا از همکارام داخل بودن. من طبقه اول بودم بمباران شد. نمیدونم چند تا از همکارام شهید شدن. نمیدونم چند نفر مسیسی نمیخواد. این ثمره نخواستنش. فکر کرده سازمان صدا و سیما.
Yep. Good. Thank you for telling us all that. Thank you so much for all the information here. So that's what's up. Meyer had a lot of fun about this as well.
I was in a Zoom call with Meyer yesterday.
Really?
One of the people.
Here's Candace Owens. Candace Owens has to be the most retarded person to comment on anything, on any of this kind of stuff. Candace Owens made the following post. So here is what has been going around since this morning or since earlier today. So Iranians are making posts directly from Iran and using hashtags. Israel, please target Ali Khamenei, Mojtaba Khamenei, and the Islamic Republic's IRIB state broadcaster. It has become a meme among Iranians to literally to ask Israel to bomb this, to bomb that, and to use hashtags for that, and so on. So Iranians are very well aware of this. And then this came out, this photo started circulating and going viral earlier today. And just after this, Israel did indeed bomb the Islamic Republic's state broadcaster, IRIB. However, Candace Owens, as like the genius that she is, comes in with a wonderful remark here. The level of propaganda coming out of Israel is beyond parody. They are reporting that an Iranian wrote this letter begging them to bomb a news station. Curiously, the Iranian chose to write the letter in perfect English, not Farsi, Arabic, or Hebrew, but in English.
Can I say something? Like, I have to say, like, one of the biggest struggles in the beginning when I started my channel, when I realized like a lot of Americans or Westerners don't understand how dictatorships work like at all. Yeah. Like, I saw somebody is like commenting on why didn't they just say something was wrong, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Do you not like? Do you need me to tell how it works? Yeah, so anyway,
Rebecca, we don't cuss here, by the way. Just so you know.
I'm sorry, I forgot it's a Christian channel.
Yeah, I forgive you this time.
I'm please allow me to repent.
Okay. Continue.
So those retards That's not cussing, right? Retard is like a legitimate
I say it
word.
all the time, and it's okay. Let's just continue.
Okay, fine. So anyway, those retards who don't understand how dictatorship works and how they have like, you don't know where who would tell on you, and sometimes people would tell on each other just because they want something you have, or because they suck. So my parents watched the USSR fall, and then when they saw the strikes, my mom was like, oh, scary. And my dad was like, wait, imagine they would have hidden if that was the way that the USSR had fallen, like if they would just target all the army commanders. And then my mom's eyes lit up. She was like, oh, but that would have been amazing. I would have been so happy, like, you know, being in. So people just don't understand what it's like, honestly.
People have a very strange perception of things in the West, but this is also a completely this is one example of that. But it's just like you see here a text written in English asking Israel to bomb certain places, and Candace's objection to this is, but why is it written in English? Now,
are you kidding? Do you know how much fun they're having right now? Do you know how how the Iranians are feeling like when they write those notes and then things go kaboom and they're like, oh, like they look at those things that cause them misery and they're so. I'm sorry, this is a bad word that I was about
Iranian
to say.
accounts celebrating. There are so many Iranians celebrating. They are having fun with this. I am talking with Iranians left and right. I earlier recommended an Iranian person. Mayar Tusi is an Iranian person. Others are Iranians. There are people inside Iran.
Do you talk to anyone inside?
Only on a minor scale, messaged with a few people, yes, but people are very happy and people are excited. The thing is, with what is happening right now, the people of Iran inside, many of them have this feeling that that something good is coming. Many of them have this feeling that this is going to bring the end of the Islamic regime, so they are very excited about this. And the thing is, I just hope this doesn't fail. I hope this does lead to the downfall of the Islamic regime, because lots of people inside Iran are very, very hopeful about this as well. But so yeah, back to this here for a second. So they are reporting that an Iranian wrote this begging them to bomb a news station. Curiously, the Iranian chose to write the letter in perfect English. Now, here's the very funny thing about this.
Not Arabic or Hebrew. That's my favorite part.
If you look at the piece of paper here, you clearly see down here there is a hashtag. This is.
Do you know what Sabis is?
I don't know. What is it? Is it police?
I don't know. It's something BB, no? Or what is it?
Yeah, something BB. Something BB.
I think so. I don't know. I don't.
That's a good question. It's a good question. Good question. What does the Farsi say here? Anybody know? What does the Farsi say here? What does it say?
So it says hashtag says thank you, Bibi.
Thank you, Bibi. Oh yeah, it says thank you, Bibi. So it says thank you, Bibi. Yeah, that's it. That's it. So that's what the hashtag here literally says. So Candace Owens comes here and says they're writing it in perfect English, not Farsi, Arabic, or Hebrew. Now, first off, why in the world would Iranians write in Arabic or Hebrew?
Yeah, do you know like what's the latest thing I've heard? Okay, so can I tell you some things I've heard from inside Iran? I don't know how much you were in touch with people inside.
Yeah, tell me.
So first of all, I have to say like a lot of them are in a state of shock. So you can see that like just now people are starting to wake up. I think like for some, like most of them were in a state of shock. I have to say the craziest, I'm so happy kind of conversation like I heard like it was a lady who said she is so happy with the idea that Iran is going to be free that even if she dies in a strike, she's okay with it. Like just like because it's worth it. Like it's worth the freedom like that it would come. And I understand this is what we do. It's like I know it's such a like it's such a thing that happened that is now like it's so un-Western to say like I'd die for something. But like this is what we do. We're risking our lives right now as well.
Yeah.
like all of us, and it's like it's so taken for granted. Like, of course Israelis would risk their lives for things, and like nobody risks their anyway. I don't want to take it to the heavy, boring kind of direction, but that's one thing that I've heard. But yeah, people are like shocked, happy, like don't know how to, what's next. And also like one of the biggest critics I've heard from an Iranian is saying like, now that like after fighting for so long, you know how it is when you feed someone, so they get lazy and comfortable. I was like, yeah, so now we're like shocked, and now it's like, okay, the Israelis do all the work, so let's wait for them to take care of it.
Well, there is the
But,
thing. Lots of people are wondering if Israel actually is in need of doing this, or why Israel is doing this, why Israel would do this. But so the assessment from the Israeli side has been that this is that this will bring losses to Israel, but that this needs to be done, that this is an absolute necessity, because if we don't do this right now, then things will be worse in the future for Israel and for the region. So what is being done right now, the preemptive strikes on Iran and the current start of this war, is seen as a complete necessity by Israelis themselves, who will have unnecessary losses. So if this was unnecessary, it would be unnecessary losses. So they are taking losses right now and taking a lot of damage to their infrastructure, risking their own lives and so on, in order to take down the Islamic regime of Iran. It's not because they just want to do this. It's not because they want to just fight a war. It's because Iran has been threatening and threatening and threatening and threatening and fighting proxy wars against other countries and against Israel by different means forever. And now they're finally getting their response.
But I also want to say Israelis are genuinely happy with the thought that Iran would be free. I have to say, like most Israelis, like there aren't a lot of nations around the world where Israelis feel like, okay, those people are good. Even when we meet, even like I can say, like from my experience from meeting Iranians around the world, it was always positive, always warm. Like when I say I'm Israeli, I cannot even remember one bad interaction, which is not true for any other nation. As well as it goes to the extent of, it's not me specifically, but my mom's like friend, like they met women in burqas, like full on like Islamic garb. And when they heard they're Israeli, they hugged them and were super excited. So it's like even the most religious people in Iran, like that I got to meet, also like expressed only love towards us. So it's like, it's so rare. And I want to say like Israelis feel that, and a lot of them are like genuinely happy and are willing to continue fighting for that to happen. Right? Like they go around and like, just tell us what we could do so that we could help you.
Yeah. So the hashtag here in Persian and Farsi is Sebas Bibi, or Sepas Bibi, which is thank you Bibi. And Candace thinks this is fake.
I want to say something.
But she also thinks, just a second. But she also thinks that this is that Israel has to somehow create this a fake piece of propaganda to make it look like they are begging for the station to be bombed. Israel doesn't have to do this. Israel can just go ahead and bomb. I'm pretty sure that they don't rely on anyone's approval here in this case. So
yeah. I also want to say I have a conversation, like a 3-hour conversation or even longer, with Armin Navabi, who is amazing. Super smart.
I'm gonna have him on.
Like amazing. And so we have both sides, right? Like, so I'm familiar with what Israel is kind of like, what are they willing, whatever, and he is familiar with the Iranian side. And we sat down online and we actually laid down all the options, right? All the options, like how do we free the Iranian people? Like how do we get rid of that oppressive regime? And we went through everything that could be done, literally everything. And the final conclusion was that actually they are so based there, and they are built in such a, they rooted themselves in Iran in such a way that the only possible way to remove that regime is like, it doesn't matter how many protests they're going to have, it's not going to help. And also, like, I know, like, they for the protests that they had, like one of the biggest problems now in Iran is that they don't have any leadership, and part of it is because the Iranian regime managed to buy off every protest leader. So when the Masha Amini protests happened and things like that, people went to the streets, and after some time, their own leaders betrayed them.
Oh yeah.
But it's also because like they have such a strong grip on the population, and like they embedded themselves like with different tactics that are they're not stupid. They're sophisticated when it comes to controlling your own population. So yeah, in the end of it,
Mossab Hassan Yusuf said, hilarious to see the pro-Palestine siding with the IRGC against Israel, even though Ayatollah's power ambitions brought death and destruction on Gaza. Hamas does not believe in nationalism, yet it has exploited the Palestinian angry cause to advance its jihadi ideology, and the majority of Palestinians went along driven by honor and revenge. Palestinians made a big mistake, laying their eggs in Ayatollah basket, betting on Hamas, Hezbollah, Ayatollah, and hippies, instead of working with Israel to build their future. 100%.
yeah, no. Well, I mean, first of all, I want to defend Hamas here. They weren't laying their eggs on the Ayatollahs. They have their eggs. They spread their eggs pretty well with different baskets, like Egypt and like the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt, like Turkey and the Ayatollahs. Even right on the war started, they like had this like, okay, so who do we claim we work for? Because like we got support from everyone and anyone, and it's like, if the Ayatollahs are like not like they would change like their sponsors easy. Like there are plenty of sponsors. Good, yeah. They have several wives, as we can. They can have up to 4 wives. They are equally loyal to all of them.
So people are destroying Candace Owens over this ridiculous post here that she made. The responses to this are kind of funny. English isn't even one of the top 4 languages spoken in Iran. Israelis speak Hebrew. Zionists think Americans are clinically retarded. There's no... I'm the only person retarded here is you, Candace Owens. The funny thing is, she also is so privileged that she actually thinks that this here, that everything done in the Middle East is somehow about Americans. She thinks Zionists think Americans are clinically retarded. She thinks this was just this is a fake thing created in order to fool Americans. This has nothing to do with Americans. This has nothing to do with you. Absolutely nothing to do with you. This is between the people of Iran and Israel. The people of Iran and Israel against the Islamic regime of Iran. That's what it is. It has nothing to do with you, Candace Owens, you absolute retard. Neo Berg said, hey Candace, Iranians are not uneducated savages. A large number of us speak English and yes, even write it perfectly, and will use it when we communicate with non-Iranians. It's far more widely spoken than Arabic, which I have no idea why you would even mention. This is the other funny thing. Candace says it's not Farsi, Arabic, or Hebrew. There is no reason to speak Arabic here. Iranians don't speak Arabic.
Well, Ahwaz region, I think they do. But yeah, like... Oh, they don't like it's complicated, but they hate Arabic.
Yeah.
Like if you say Farsi instead of Parsi in Iran, you're gonna get scolded.
Yeah.
Because Arabs cannot say P, so they say Farsi. And it's like, no, it's Parsi.
Yeah. Iranians speak English, Candace. They even write letters of the English alphabet perfectly. Crazy, I know, but you'd understand better what Iranians were asking for if you spent less time lying and more time listening. There's an entire world outside of Israel and your navel. The level of mental retardation coming out of Candace is beyond parody. So this might be your dumbest tweet of all time, and that's saying something. Anyway, so people are really mocking her for this right now. It's pretty cool. Yeah, that's what's happening. So you haven't been hurt in any airstrikes yet? What do you expect, Rebecca? Do you think that Iran will increase their airstrikes? Do you think it will get worse?
I don't know. They just published a statement that we can we don't have to be in proximity to shelters anymore right now, what I've seen. And I don't know why I'm sitting here in the shelter. It's not that comfortable.
Oh, you're
Believe
in a
me.
shelter right now?
Oh yeah, because I was trying to do lives and stuff, and I had to run between my room and shelter. So I just set up my station here. I was like, by the way, my shirt says 2-3, like strike.
Yeah. How do you say it in Hebrew?
2-3 הגר.
Okay, I know that from a song. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, that song was awesome. I listened to that lots of times, thousands of times. Netanyahu is set to make a announcement. Wait, what does he say? According to the latest, I am proud of our army, pilots, engineers, search and rescue crew, Israeli defense forces, and Mossad fighters. I am proud of the people of Israel. We are on our way to absolute victory. The world knows it. Iran knows it. No ceasefire. We are not done. That's what Netanyahu just said. Further, Donald Trump weighed in earlier and said that, and Donald Trump actually said that Iran had plenty of opportunities to talk, and that they should have talked when they had the chance to talk, and that right now it doesn't look like they're winning. That's what Donald Trump said. So let's see. Let's actually see this here. Cassie Akiva shared this. President Trump says the Iranians would like to talk, but they should have done that before. He adds that Iran is not winning this war.
They'd like to talk, but they should have done that before. I had 60 days, and they had 60 days, and on the 61st day, I said, we don't have a deal. They have to make a deal, and it's painful for both parties, but I'd say Iran is not winning this war, and they should talk, and they should talk immediately before it's too late.
And what would you say, in your opinion, what would it take for the U.S. to get involved in this conflict militarily?
I don't want to talk about that.
Yeah. There is no talk at all right now of the
What
US
do you
getting
think
directly
about
involved.
that idea, that concept? Because there are things that require bombs that Israel doesn't have.
Well, I would say that
Like specifically the Fordo site.
I would say that the furthest that the US should get involved, if at all, at this time, is simply to supply certain weapons or ammunitions to Israel that Israel needs in order to finish the job. I don't think that the US should be further involved in this, or that they should be further directly involved, because I would say that the US being directly involved in the ongoing war, actively fighting, would actually be bad for Israel in many ways.
I agree.
More pressure.
But I think it's no, it's not. I agree it would be bad for Israel because you don't deserve the glory, honestly speaking. I'll be super honest, America doesn't deserve it. What's happening right now in Iran is historical, and you should be not taking credit at all. And I agree with that mindset, actually, to be honest.
I would say that there's also one thing, which is that
you don't deserve it.
If the US gets involved directly, and if the US directly goes in, then the US, when they get involved in a conflict in a different country, they start imposing this whole Western mindset. This Western mindset of oh, okay, now we have to make sure that we take care of everything and all this. No, we don't need that. Israel knows how to handle this.
If America knew just to attack Fordo, come get that, drop this one bunker buster and leave, then it's not such a big deal, They could even do it stealthily, And I was okay, Israel just found a way to do it. But the reality is that, you need to B-2s and bunker busters, and Israel doesn't have that, and they can't operate it. Israel cannot operate it. It takes time to learn how to operate it.
So Israel, I think there is one report, which is that one of the fuel depots or one of the fuel stations was bombed, but the damage hasn't penetrated well enough to destroy the whole place, because Israel doesn't fully have the means to directly cause the damage that is intended. So, which is why kind of help is needed for that. But
but there is another reason. Israelis are effing creative. Notice how I beautifully cast in Christian.
Oh, thank you.
And yes, welcome. Israelis are creative and YOLO-ish. So I'll be let's try this, see what happens, you know, kind of mentality.
Yeah,
it's
it's
like
kind
sometimes the safer thing to do is to use like Trident 2 technology, like the conventional one, and not let Israelis like figure it out and go be like, let's see if that would break it.
Yeah.
You know, which
let's see if this
they could do.
Israeli Defense Forces recap of our recent operations over Tehran. Strike on 2 F-14 fighter jets that were located at an airport in Tehran. These jets were intended to intercept Israeli aircraft. Thwarted a UAV launch attempt toward Israel. Eliminated a launch cell minutes before launch toward Israel after intelligence tracked and identified its launch team deploying UAV launchers and weapons. And so on. Let's see. Looks good. Looks good. Looks good. Pretty nice. It is kind of messed up for the Islamic regime that Israel is above the skies of Iran right now.
Mm-hmm.
Iran doesn't have the same. Iran can only dream of that. Israel has established aerial superiority on Western Iran and is directly above the skies of Iran and directly monitoring and targeting and so on, which is pretty. This is the funny thing, for years now, lots of people have said things like, oh, no, but Iran is a very serious country. If they fight with Iran, then Iran will destroy them. Same thing like with Russia, for example. People have speculated a lot about how strong Russia is, how strong Iran is, how strong this Eastern alliance is, and so on. It's falling down and breaking and falling apart as we speak right now. A lot of that was
actually, where now is actually a crucial time, because I don't know how many people realize, but like the Islamic regime is also pretty incompetent.
Yeah.
As in they understand very well the concept of taking a share from the the treasury to themselves, but they don't really understand the concept of like maintaining infrastructure and stuff. So everything is deteriorating really fast in Iran right now. And one of the things like I warned against, like in private talks, private talks, that you also have to understand that if you don't act now, one thing that could happen is that they're going to have nukes, but also they have their facilities will deteriorate to a point where you're going to see starvation and thirst, right? So like no water, no energy, no anything, because you need to manage those things. So yeah, so that's like another risk. It's like it's very much North Korea, and like they were starving people in the periphery on purpose a lot. But and like this is one way where how they maintain power. But the infrastructure started deteriorating, and now it's like in the like very like on the border of like everything's gonna fall apart.
Yeah. I want to say one very quick thing about Matt Walsh here. So Matt Walsh, like many others, is suffering from this whole thing that people often suffer from. So Matt Walsh is an interesting political commentator, an interesting commentator on social matters and all that. But some people often think that because they are, important voices in terms of, social matters or moral matters or all that, they somehow think that they are also now capable and good voices in terms of geopolitics. Matt Walsh doesn't know anything about geopolitics. Matt Walsh might be on the rather uninformed side when it comes to geopolitics. Yet he is he's making posts like this, for example. I'm not crying any tears for the Iranian government, but what exactly is the plan once the regime is removed? Hope that an enlightened and moderate Islamic regime takes over. How has that worked out the other 50 times we've tried? Now, this is one of the examples of people just ignorantly commenting on things that they have no idea about. And I would say this is as ignorant as it gets. This is
I can give a whole historical boring speech, but I'm holding myself. Because
this is an attempt to comment on geopolitics without understanding even the basics of this. And there are some people who like Matt Walsh very much and who are now trying to explain what he actually meant and all that. But I'm sorry, it doesn't matter how much you like.
It's like what do people do with Trump?
It doesn't matter
I
how
love
much you
it. Like Ben Shapiro made a video I'm sorry. I have to say it. Like Ben Shapiro made a video titled Israeli strike and Trump playing 4D chess. And like, of course, all I could was thinking was like, I don't think Trump is playing 4D chess.
Yeah.
I think that like, that's the wishful thinking.
Yeah.
But okay, yeah, please continue.
So Paul said Apostate Prophet Matt is an isolationist, and he was asking what the solution is. No, you're making excuses for Matt Walsh. I'm sorry, you're making excuses because you like the guy, okay? Even as much as you like somebody, as much as you like a commentator, when they are completely flat out wrong, you have to point that out. This is... he says, hope that an enlightened and moderate Islamic regime takes over. This would be a legitimate question to ask if we were talking about a different country in the Middle East, such as, I don't know, Iraq again, if it was one of those other ridiculous countries in North Africa, if we were talking about Libya, if we were talking about Sudan, if we were talking about something else, not Iran. Iran is not comparable to Iraq or Afghanistan or any of these things. If you take out the Islamic regime of Iran, you will not have an enlightened and moderate Islamic regime possibly take over, because there is no significant popular Islamic movement inside Iran. There simply is no such thing. The people of Iran are mostly against against political Islam. That's what it is. They are against political Islam. If the Islamic regime as it is right now is removed, we already have the alternative. Those who would those who would get in place by popular demand of Iranians themselves would be people who are on the side of, for example, the Crown Prince Reza Pahlavi. He would be the people of Iran would happily welcome him and would put him to the top of their government, and then together with him decide what needs to be done. And his desire is, for example, to establish a proper democracy and to get rid of Islamism. So there is no danger here of some Islamic movements or some Islamic regimes or something like that of taking over. This is a problem that you had in different countries such as Iraq or Afghanistan.
So can I give you like a simple rule of thumb whether something's going to be the same like Iraq?
Yeah.
Well, a very simple one is like, do they speak Arabic? If they speak Arabic, it's going to be the same as Iraq. Afghanistan is different. Afghanistan is different than Iraq. It's a different story, but basically otherwise, like in general, like, do they speak Arabic? Same story.
Yeah, okay, Paul, I don't defend him. I tweeted to him about Reza. Matt admittedly doesn't know anything about this. Okay, but why in the world does he then make dumb comments like this? Why does this have 21,000 likes? This is just, I mean, if you don't know what you're talking about, be quiet about it, or inform yourself about it, or just ask people instead of, this is not just a rhetorical question. This is hope that an enlightened and moderate Islamic regime takes over. Some people say this is of course it is sarcastic, but he's suggesting that if the regime is taken down, then possibly an Islamic regime could come in their place. No, an Islamic regime would not come in their place, because this is unlike anything the US has ever done. This is not like Afghanistan at all. This is not like Iraq at all. This is not like any of the Muslim countries. In fact, Iran is not like any other Muslim country at all. Completely different issue. So I would beg people like Matt Walsh and other people who are ignorant about geopolitics to just, sit this one out and to listen to people who know better. For example, listen to Iranians.
I also want to say some things. Okay, so it's going to be a little bit boring. I'm going to say it really shortly. Yes, like there are things in it, like head coverings and things like that. Yes, Iranians could stay conservative, but that doesn't mean like it's going to be the same as the moderate Islamic regime, right? There is a lot of confusion also inside of Iran, because how much there is a lot of Arab influence, like in the talk, in their traditions, but you have to understand, but it's also important to understand that there are things that predate Islam that kind of got mixed in the pie. Like, for example, head covering, that's predated Islam and things like that. So for Westerners to look inside, they're like, oh, this is Islam, this is Islam. It's like, not necessarily. Not necessarily. Even if a lot of, so I can tell you, for example, in Iran, what they do is like even women who don't cover their hair, let's say their grandpa comes over or somebody they respect, a lot of times they would cover their head, to their hair, to show respect to their relative. So it's like a custom, and it's different than the Islamic. Like it's also like there are nuances.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's true.
like it's also important because like if you go strongly against everything that looks Islamic, you might end up hurting some things that either predate Islam or some things that are like it's too early to go
Yeah,
there.
I think with Iran, it's just it's a very rare case in Iran. What Israel should be doing is to weaken and help destroy the Islamic regime, and then work together with the Iranian opposition to help them come to power. Nobody should interfere in the politics or the cultural differences or anything like that in Iran. It should be left to the Iranian people themselves, and the Iranian people are mostly against Islamism. So
exactly,
that's what we
100%.
need. Ida made a super sticker. Thank you so much, Ida. Always love to see you here. Joshua wouldn't give him hell, baby. Jordan APP, give him hell, baby. Iron
It's like
Kipper,
baby.
yeah.
Like baby.
Khamene,
Baby.
you're running. Boy.
Something between baby and baby.
Yeah. You're running.
Get the hell out of here! You're finished already! Look at me! Look at me! You know you're done!
This is for Khamenei. Chris, danke für die häufige Livestreams, AP. Should I try an Orthodox church or does it matter much which to attend? What do you think Dawood would recommend? I am overwhelmed by the many denominations. Are you just becoming a Christian or are you just curious about Christianity? I mean, if you're going to ask me, obviously I'm going to, with my bias, say definitely try out an Orthodox church. Because I went to an Orthodox church once and then went a second time. The first time I was kind of confused. The second time I was very overwhelmed and wanted to go again and again. And ever since I have been wanting to go every single weekend. So would definitely recommend that, Chris. But so that would be my personal recommendation. Other than that, I would just leave your exploration of Christianity to you, but start exploring, going to church, praying, and things will come. Asking.
Yeah, and
asking.
also who has the best food?
Nobody asked your opinion.
Very important. I know
But,
nothing.
Yeah,
okay.
that's true. That's true.
I was like, but if you ask me.
Ophelia, thanks for starting at a decent time for us Europeans and Africans. It's 8 p.m. in Sweden, says hello. Nice. Thank you. It's good that you said Europeans and Africans and Sweden, considering that Sweden is European and African. Charlie Canuck, Goldie Gamari was thrown out of the Progressive Conservative Party of Ontario after an exchange on X with Tommy Robinson, just saying. I know. And I want to actually invite her to talk about that as well. Exchanged numbers with her earlier today, so I'm going to probably have her on sometime soon. Tayo Maruno, if Iran falls and Shia Islam comes crumbling down, can we infidel men storm Tehran and take all the hot Persian women for ourselves? No, you can't. Seth, that really Jewish expa in the chat, Mossab Youssef tweeted 18 hours ago, funny based. I saw that, but I'm not going to put it on the screen. Sonny Erickson, Rebecca. Yeah, you have Sonny Erickson as your fan, Rebecca.
Hello.
Are you alone in the shelter, by the way, or are you just using it for yourself and your family is not allowed to come in there? Or what is this?
Yeah, they just need to it's my shelter now.
Oh, I see. Do you have like one shelter in your home? Or do you have several?
So no, one.
One, okay.
No, but like there is no need to be in shelter right now. The only reason I'm here is because I got tired of running in the middle of lives, and then I lose all my audience. I noticed people don't like staying while I go to shelter to reset my.
I understand.
Yeah.
Microcolonel, pray for Persia, so dearly missed. I know you felt differently, Ridwan, but regular Persians are very respectful. Regime puts American flags on the floor in front of doorways they step around. I don't know why you're telling me this. I call them Iranians, by the way, unless they want to be called Persians. Iran is a perfectly fine word that is actually the name of the actual people. And I know that they are very, very different from the other populations in the Middle East, different from Muslim populations. I have had nothing but wonderful interactions with Iranian people, and I think they also make their opinions and views and their mindset and sentiments and everything very, very clear when the Iranian people themselves get to speak in politics and all that. They are awesome and they deserve their freedom.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So there is
Also,
yeah, go ahead.
we make the playing field even. They freed us 2,500 years ago. Now it's our turn.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now you started speaking biblical. Now you
No,
sound biblical.
but this is like a known like thing. It's everybody talks about it. Like the Cyrus the Great. Like we went back to Israel because of.
Yeah, I know this is kind of a funny thing. Like people don't think about this, but both among Israelis and among Iranians, this is kind of this. There is this common theme, like you helped us, we will help you, or we helped you, now you help us, and so on. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Most people are unfamiliar with that whole narrative, although they might be familiar with the history or with the story. But this is a common thing among Iranians and Israelis. It's very nice. Israel also had very good relations with Iran before the Islamic Revolution.
So it's funnily enough, you know what the Israelis were planning to do before the Islamic Revolution? They wanted to manufacture the air and the jets.
Oh yeah.
They wanted to manufacture them in Iran.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I have Iranian cousins, says Hello Yidi. Next to Israelis, Persians are the most amazing, brilliant people. I pray Israel frees this nation of hostages to Islam. I hope so too. It's also what Iranians themselves want. So in surveys that we have, over 70% of Iranians say that they wish the West would do something, or at least pressure the Islamic regime to resign and to give them back their rights and all that. So. Yeah, Japister, one step toward the 2030 plan where Empress Rebecca successfully takes control over Israel and launches that last Jewish crusade against Islam. Really? Is that what you're going to do, Rebecca?
That's the plan. With
Okay.
Iran. Like I already talked with Iranians that we're going to do it together. It's good because like we have we covered the Middle East, like the question what we do with Egypt and stuff like that. But I think like they're in a desert, it's going to be easier. Just
Well, I'm so people know that I have the plan of taking back Constantinople and establishing a new empire. So I guess we can work that out, So
we can all work together. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Rick Newton, Iran has become a abomination. I mean, that backfired quickly. I guess Islam's fake god Momo and his prophet Allah have failed again and again. True. Ida said, I am too tired to say something smart in the chat. It's okay, Ida. Hope you're fine. Not that I ever say something smart. Rebecca, stay safe. Ida, you're appreciated.
Not so I want to say that in Israel in general, even in my own family, not everybody gets to be as privileged as I am. As in, some of them actually have to work in the morning, go to the hospital and stuff, be doctors like my dad.
Yeah.
So yeah. So they are sleep deprived.
Oh yeah. Well, you can just have fun and all that. So.
And I just I was like, whatever. I'll just work in the shelter.
Yeah. Nice.
And sleep during the day.
Nice. That's the way. Manikaila, if Iranian regime falls, does Putin fall too? Well, the funny thing is, Iran does supply, the Islamic regime of Iran does supply arms and ammunition to Putin in his war right now. So if the Islamic regime falls, this will also weaken,
I have a story about that.
Putin. It will weaken Putin. It will weaken Putin's war. So there is a lot here. He was working with the regime in Syria. He was working with the regime in Iran. One has fallen. The other is falling too. So I hope this opens the door for the dominance of the evils to come to an end.
Yeah, I
Go.
wanted to say about that when my mom's Ukrainian friend saw that some of the manufacturing facilities were struck, she called my mom crying, saying thank you, from happiness,
Yeah, that's
crying.
good. That's good. Because Russia has been, Russia, it says a lot about Russia that their best allies in the world right now are the most oppressive, authoritarian, evil forces. So Russia does also rely somewhat on Iran's support, so that now that Iran is being hit brutally, if the Islamic regime falls, this could lead to really, really good things. We'll see. We will see. Putin needs to fall as well. The problem with Putin is that he has a lot of popular support in Russia. So that's the problem. Misha SWB, the IRGCians need to run and hide behind the Kogat tree, for they have threatened those that truly worship Ezra, and only Ezra is son of God. Sadly, Kogat only has Jews behind it. Hail Ezra. Yeah. Thracian Alpha DNA. Problem is, if Iran gets weakened, Armenians in danger. If Iran gets weakened, Armenia is in danger. The whole Armenia-Azerbaijan situation is very, very complex. I don't know what to think about it as of now.
Yeah.
I'm going to quickly check if there are any breaking updates or anything. If not, then let's see. Live updates. Iran accuses Netanyahu of sabotaging US-Iran nuclear talks by attacking Tehran. So this is so funny. This is so funny. I'm not going to post the whole thing now, but basically, an Iranian foreign minister representative, or the foreign minister of Iran, of the Islamic Republic of Iran, says that Benjamin Netanyahu deliberately started the strikes in order to disrupt the Islamic regime's talks with Donald Trump and with the US. This is such dirty, disgusting gaslighting, and very typical to use mass propaganda to appeal to those paid trolls around the world. This is a complete lie, and everybody knows this. Everybody who has any idea knows this, especially everybody who listens to Trump, who has any idea of what Trump said about this kind of stuff, knows this already. Donald Trump himself very clearly said, I gave the Iranians 60 days. In 60 days, they refused to make an agreement. We have Khamenei on record. He clearly said that he refuses any of the agreements, and he invited his audience to chant death to America, death to England, death to Israel. After the 60 days passed, Israel said, okay, time to inform the US that we're going ahead with the plan. And Donald Trump said, okay, go ahead. This is literally all confirmed. We know it. Israel planned it and said, if they don't come to an agreement, we will attack. They informed Donald Trump about this. Donald Trump and the US administration said, okay, we are fine with this. Go ahead and attack him. So Israel and America were completely united and in agreement in this matter. Iran refused to make an agreement. So as soon as the time is over,
100%.
they got blown up. And now this liar of the Islamic regime is trying to twist things and is lying to people and trying to make it look like it was Israel that manipulated the process. No, you cowards, you absolute evil scumbags. It was you guys who messed it up, and now you're facing the consequences. Yeah. Okay.
And honestly, they've been warned a long time ago that if you continue... Oh, did you see that I saw somewhere, the opposition channel saying that ever since Israel struck the facilities, struck.
Yeah, that's fine.
Struck the facilities struck the facilities the nuclear facilities and crypto mining facilities. there were a lot less power outages because the regime had very clear priorities, meaning like
Oh yeah.
the people don't need electricity, but the nukes and the crypto mining facilities sure do. So
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
yeah.
That is true. I kind of want to jump in on some discussion about Armenians here, but I wish Armenians all the best. Unfortunately, they over time also had their alliances and their allegiances and priorities really, really messed up. So Armenians deserve freedom from their oppressors as well. But here's the thing: if you want to fight against those who oppress you, you should not make the mistake of aligning yourself with the evil ones in this global conflict. Unfortunately, Armenians have often done that mistake and have done so very recently as well. If Armenians should wake up and should seek proper alliances and get closer to the West, because Russia and the others clearly don't have their best interests at heart. How about help from China? China would not interfere in such a conflict. China, if China did anything, they would go and take Taiwan. But China is very, very careful about having any military conflicts because China is always afraid of destabilizing the country, because China has a huge population, huge territory. Any attempt to engage in a military conflict would very quickly make it possible to lead to internal unrest and internal collapse. And that's the last thing that China was. China is a complete control government. They would not risk their own stability to help a pathetic ally like Iran that wasn't even there when their allies in Lebanon and Syria were taken out. So China
What
is
would China even do? Like
nothing. They
like
can't do
what could they do if they wanted to?
nothing. They couldn't do anything either.
I don't think
They don't have the means
they
to.
could.
Yeah. Oh, help Putin. Yeah. Putin. That's
No,
more.
but that's
more complicated.
But why would Putin help Iran then?
Yeah, it's over. It's over for this axis of evil. Anna, what things could make the IRGC not fall?
Fear. Okay, so there is one thing that is even scarier, I think, than the IRGC, and that is chaos.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Like anarchy is scarier.
Yeah.
Because like the results of that could be the most devastating, and I would say probably for many, the falling apart of the territorial integrity of Iran, because if the Persian part would stay just like would have like if it's the Persian part that would stay in Iran and everything else would be what would break apart, then it's going to be a very unstable geopolitically, and because of the geography. By the way, one of the reasons like the Middle East is such a problematic place is because every country is geographically unstable almost. It's like it's a bad idea.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That's very true. There's also one thing to be very, very wary of, and this is kind of where I have some concerns about Israel, to be honest, about Israel's involvement, because there are some people in Israel who suggest supporting certain factions inside Iran. That would be a very bad idea, I would say.
Like I know Eliyahu Yossian is saying things like that, but it's very much against the government's position, and also they say it a lot. So it's actually it 100% like they said like they want to bring Iran into a place where they're not a threat to Israel, but everything that has to do with regime change, that's the Iranian people's responsibility.
Yeah. So any ethnic groups that are fighting or that would like to or that would kind of stand up or something, Israel and the West should completely stay out of this, whether it's certain Arab minorities, whether it's religious minorities, whether it's the Kurdish minorities. it would be a huge mistake to get involved in any of that stuff, I would say. So all that should be done is to weaken and destroy this regime and then leave it to the people themselves. All right. Arctic base. Paradoxically, Putin is virtually the only world leader to be on speaking terms with the US, Iran, and Israel. True, but he's not also very helpful. He's also not very helpful. So,
I mean, he did convey some messages.
Nail Bunny, do either
He's
of you know where
he's a
Armenia?
good, how is it called? Like a messaging person and like a delivery person.
Yeah, he's a mail boy. Yeah.
Given like the one that runs from city to city to give a letter.
Nail Buddy, do either of you know where Armenia? Armenia is currently on vacation. I actually messaged with him yesterday. He said
I think he's in Vietnam.
I don't know where he is, but he's on vacation, and he said he will get back to me as soon as he can to talk about this kind of stuff. But he's on vacation at a very, very bad time, very bad timing, because his voice would be very needed right now. Yeah. All right, that's it. I'm gonna end the live stream here. Rebecca, anything else to say? By the way, everybody, if you want to see more of Rebecca, you can find her on her own channel, which I should probably put into the description and tag her.
Yeah.
But also right here, which I will show on the screen here. Here you go. So here is Rebecca.
Yeah,
as you can see, I am subscribed to her, so you can hear more about her here on her own channel. Rebecca Bar Sef. Paul says, tell Rebecca I'm Israel Chai. Okay, I did. Are you happy now? So, yeah, if you want more of Rebecca, you can find her here, and I will also add her and tag her in the description. Rebecca, anything else before we leave?
No, thank you for having me. It's fun talking about it. And
awesome.
Yeah, let's hope that the number of casualties would be kept to minimal.
Yes, on both sides, I would hope for the number of casualties among civilians to be kept to as little as possible, so that the populations here do not suffer from what is happening. I pray for all and hope for the best. And yeah, thanks everybody for watching. And as always, wait a minute. I've also seen that video with translation. It was probably on 2C TV. Yeah, it was. But until then, until next time, I will probably be live later again or tomorrow. I don't know. There's a lot going on right now. Until then, which is in English the following.
Stay away from Islam.